Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel. And I've been away, I've been on holiday. Look at the marvellous tan that is going on here where I hid under the sunbed for literally most of the week. But whilst I've been away, Apocalypse has been raging on through the interwebs. We've had Warhammer Day yesterday. I'm recording this on Sunday, just before the end of June. And with that, we've had a bunch of large box sets that have been made available that are offering some interesting savings. And I've done a video very similar to this before about the start collecting box sets, and I thought what I'd do is take a breakdown of what is the best value Apocalypse Battalion Formation Detachment box set. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm just going to break down each of the contents for you guys and just show you the percentage saving off of GW's RRP. Now you can get these box sets through your local gaming suppliers, probably for around about average 20% discount, but obviously each individual item is pro-rated different or discounted exactly the same. So if you get it at 25% off, then your total end price is 25% off. So the saving percentage won't change. But what I'm going to do is go through each of these from the least best value, because they are all good value, to the best value of the 10 sets that have become available. So let's get straight into the video. So we're going to kick this off with the Astra Militarum Spearhead Detachment. Inside that, you're going to get a Cadian Command Squad, 2 Leman Russ Battle Tanks, a Leman Russ Demolisher, and a Cadian Heavy Weapon Squad. Not a bad thing for you treadheads, and you know what? You're going to have a Command Squad in regular 40k, most likely a Heavy Weapon Squad or 3, and then your Leman Russes, you are likely to be fielding those unless you really are a mad infantry person. So not a bad selection of contents for this detachment that is being made available. You know, we're saying exclusively for Apocalypse, but this is just, you know, you can use this for your regular 40k. When you add all of those contents together, it comes to a whopping £132.50 worth of content. We know that you can get that from Games Workshop at the moment for a £100. And that proves to be a sensible saving of 24%. Not the biggest, not the best, which is why this one is at the start of the video. But those percentages, as you'll see, will increase as we go through the rest of the other 9 sets. But even though that's 24%, that's still, you know, near enough a 25% saving off of buying these individually. That's not terrible. Next up then, which has proved rather popular, is the Imperial Knight Super Heavy Detachment. That comes with a Knight Castellan and 2 Armiger Helverins. We know that the Castellan on its own is £100, so you're basically getting the Armiger Helverins for free. Now when I did the original breakdown of the start collecting, and there was an Imperial Knight box set at the time, the Imperial Knights were the best saving out there. This time round, they're not quite as good as the other sets. That's why this one is second out of the 10. But it has proven so popular that it's already out of stock, or temporarily out of stock, on the Games Workshop website. So when you add all of this together, it's, as I said, the Castellan's £100, the Armiger Helverins are £45 for the 2. Adding those two, quick bit of mathematics there, is £145. It's on sale at the moment for £100, and that proves to be a reasonable saving. As I said, this is only the second best, but let my graphic catch up with my voice. That's a 31% saving. Now, I think the last time we had Knights for sale, it was around about a 60% saving. It was pretty huge. But again, 31% is not bad. You're basically getting Armiger Helverins for free. Not too bad whatsoever. Next on the list is the Necron Outrider Detachment, and in that you're getting a Cryptek, 2 sets of Canoptic Wraiths, so I think that gets you 6 Wraiths, 2 sets of Tomb Blades, again that gets you 6 Tomb Blades, and a Ghost Ark / Doomsday Ark because it's a multi-kit. Seeing what I've seen with most Necron players in this day and age, most are taking triple Doomsday Arks, most are taking Tomb Blades, and most are definitely taking Canoptic Wraiths. All you've got to do then is add some Destroyers and you're all set. So actually the content of this and most people obviously take a Cryptek as well. The content of this is actually bang on for those that want to start a sensible Necron force. When you add all of that together, it's £145.50. We obviously know that is on sale at the moment for £100, and that gives you a nice saving of about 31%. Again, there's a 50p difference in it between the Necron Outrider detachment and that Imperial Knight Super Heavy detachment. So rounding allowed there, 31%. Again, pretty damn good, and the contents of this time round for me is stuff that you're just going to see in most sensible Necron lists. Next up on the hit list is the Craftworld Vanguard detachment, and this set you're getting a Spirit Seer, 3 sets of Wraithguard, which is quite a lot of Wraithguard. Is that 9 Wraithguard? And 2 Wraith Lords. So very Iandan kind of undead feeling really for this set. But you know what? They will find a home in pretty much any Craftworld list. One thing to know about that Spirit Seer is it's not technically available as an individual model. It's been bundled into a couple of other sets before, so I don't believe you can buy that as a standalone figure. So this is another good way of getting hold of one of those Spirit Seers, which is not traditionally available through your regular means. Adding this together, it's another 50p more worth of content from the previous Necrons at £146. We know, obviously, everything here is at £100 at the moment, and that gives you a slight edge of a saving at 31.5% over the previous 2 box sets. Again, not bad. Content-wise, though, this may not fit every Craftworld or Alderi type players' remit. They might not want to go with the sort of the Wraith kind of build. For me, though, I am an Eandon player, so this for me would be great. However, I've got Spirit Seers and Wraithguards and Wraith Lords coming out of my backside, so not for me, but not for every Craftworld player, I would say, because a lot of people do prefer sort of the jet bike lists and so on that are pretty cool. But equally, not a bad set, but I don't think that targets every kind of Alderi player out there. But still, again, another good saving. Edging up our discount list then is the Adeptus Mechanicus Vanguard detachment. Within this, you get a Tech Priest Dominus and 3 sets of Castellan robots. Just to note, though, that within those Castellan robot kits, you do get 3 Data Smiths because it is 3 individual sets. So you're getting 3 Data Smiths, 2 of those large Castellan robots per set, so 6 Castellan robots. So actually, that it only looks like you're getting 4 sets, but realistically, there are a couple of other units in there that come with those kits. Again, from what I've seen, certainly when Adeptus Mechanicus people are playing their lists, Castellan robots are very, very popular. You add them in with Belisarius Cowl, and he's a killer unit for all those rerolls with those robots. Again, this set, £148, available at £100, therefore we are getting a nice saving of 32% this time. Again, I think this is probably quite a good build of content within that list. It doesn't exactly have a lot of variety in it, but then most of these lists, or most of these box sets, are just some of the really cool sets all bundled together. So, is this for everybody? Possibly. Castellan robots aren't everyone's favourite model, but they are very, very good in the game. So, if you're looking to branch into Adeptus Mechanicus, or just add these as an allied unit, it's not a bad set really, and obviously the discount is pretty good. Next up then, we have the Ork Spearhead Detachment, and within this we're getting a big mech with shock attack gun, which I believe is constantly out of stock on Games Workshop's website anyway. A regular mech, 2 sets of killer cans, and 2 death dreads. I'm not an Ork player, so I don't know what the true value of this is to a regular 40k player. I'm aware killer cans are pretty nasty. I have played a list of killer cans before. Not convinced on the death dreads. But mechs with shock attack guns are certainly quite a good fun unit. But adding this to an Apocalypse game should be a lot of fun and a good value, as always. But if you're looking to take advantage of the discount to add to a regular 40k army, hit and miss here. Killer cans are nice. Death dreads I'm not so sure about, as I just mentioned. Mechs are always useful. £153.50, reduced down to £100, gives you a nice tidy discount of 35%. So again, not too bad, but the value of the build of this content is debatable for me. If you're in the comments section and you're an Ork player, let me know what you think, whether that is a good bundled set just for your regular 40k games. I'm not convinced it is. Mechs, yes. Killer Cans, yes. Death Dreads, I'm on the fence on that one. But let me know in the comments section below what you think. Moving into the upper end of the discounts available then is the Tyranid Spearhead Detachment, and within this we're getting a Hive Tyrant, a Carnifex Brood, which is a box set of 2 Carnifexes, a Trigon, which can also be built as a Morlock, and a Tyrannofex, which can also be built as a Turvigon. So some of the biggest monsters that you can get for a Tyranid Detachment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 big critters for that £100 mark. Now that's not terrible, that's £20 a big boy, and again, if you're running a Tyranid force, yeah, I know a lot of people do like multiple Hive Tyrants and lots of little Gribblies and so on, and Gene Stealers are pretty cool. But for me, Tyranids, I do like the option of throwing in some of those big critters. And £159 worth of content at that £100 gives you a nice tidy discount to add these big hitters to your existing force with a 37% discount. Apocalypse is all about the big stuff. If you're going to be playing an Apocalypse game with this, do expect to be facing, you know, the Knights and the Titans and the Reavers and the super heavy tanks and stuff. You're going to need some of these solid hitters within your detachment, within your Tyranid force, to have a go at those and soak up some of the damage. So it's probably a good buy for most, you know, probably a lot of Tyranid players out there. I don't see that as a bad bundled set at all. Moving up a step now, we go into Chaos Space Marines with their Battalion detachment. Within this we're getting that Chaos Lord Terminator kit, which I believe can be made as a Terminator Sorcerer as well. 3 sets of the brand new Chaos Space Marine sets, and then we get 2 sets of the Chaos Space Marine bikes. Now those are exceptionally very, very dated kits, and the Marines on them will look terrible against your lovely brand new resculpted Chaos Space Marines. So whether you want this because it's got Space Marine bikes in it or not, I'm not so sure. That's going to be one for you Chaos Space Marines to have a think about on that. The Chaos Terminator Lord kit is great still. The Chaos Space Marines are lovely. You add all this together, it's £162 worth of stuff for that £100 mark, which gives you a good saving of 38%. So we are on the way up here. We are edging towards the upper end of all of these box sets. But for me, this one is let down by the Chaos Space Marine bikes. Now, you may want to be able to just use the legs and maybe the handlebar arms out of those Chaos Space Marine biker kits, and then add any spares you've got out of your regular Chaos Space Marines to try and bolster the lackluster image of those Space Marine bikes, because those kits are terrible. So again, it's a good saving, but you're getting those Chaos Space Marine bikes in there, so maybe you want to avoid it. But the Chaos Space Marines are well worth it alone. Penultimately then, we are on number 9 out of 10, is the Space Marine Battalion Detachment, and of course, what game release wouldn't be complete without some more Primaris? So in this one, we're getting the Primaris Captain, 3 sets of Primaris Intercessors, so that's 30 models, and a Redemptor Dreadnought. So again, you know, we've seen this kind of bundle before. I think this is very similar to the one that happened at Christmas, although you might have had, instead of Intercessors, I think you might have got 2 sets of Intercessors and then 1 set of who are the guys with the plasma guns? You know who I mean. Yeah, those ones. So very similar kind of build, similar model count. This time though, we are getting a little bit more than we did before. We're getting £167.50 worth of content for that £100. So we are getting a nice shiny discount of 40% with this battalion build. Again, it is all Primaris, because Primaris are the big push from Games Workshop. You don't even see regular Space Marines anymore, do you? Let's be honest, they are, as much as I may have said in the past that we're going to be a mainstay, I suspect they'll go mail order only at one point. And people will still be able to use them. The rules will always be available for them, but you know what? Seeing them on the shelves is going to be, you know, their time is ticking. So again, not a bad content for this. You are getting a full battalion, well, an Apocalypse battalion. It's not a regular 40k battalion because you do need 2 HQs. but you are getting quite, you're going to get 31 plus a Dreadnought in this set. And 40% is not to be sniffed at. Last but no means least then, and this surprised the hell out of me when I saw what was inside this, is the Tau Empire Vanguard Detachment. We get a Tau Empire Commander, 2 sets of XV8 battlesuits, and an XV104 Riptide. And that's a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of big stuff anyway. Especially when you realise that all the battlesuits and the Commander, which I think has multiple variants of him within that one set, you're getting a bucket full of drones as well in those, because the XV8 suits come with, what, a pair of drones each? There's 3 suits in a set. So you're getting 12 drones on top of that, plus the Empire Commander's drones. I think the Riptide comes with a drone as well, or 2. I'm not a big Tau player, so forgive me. But I am impressed that £170 worth of stuff is in this box set for your meagre £100, giving you the winning discount of the Apocalypse releases, and that is just fractionally better than the Space Marines at 41% discount. Just a note on the content for this, as I said, I'm not a Tau Empire player, but I believe this isn't actually bad. I've seen a lot of Riptides floating around battlefields. Battlesuits, I think, are the mainstay of many, unless you are purely going Fire Warrior crazy. The Tau Empire Commander, I've not seen many of them, I don't think, but I think it's quite a nice kit regardless. But if you're looking to expand into the world of the Tau, this probably isn't a bad way of getting started, and all you've got to do then is add flavour to this, because there's a lot of battlesuits, but not a lot of troops choices. But pretty good for an Apocalypse game, I would say. But let me know in the comment section again below, if you are a Tau player, what you rate of the actual contents of this bundle put together. So there we go then, guys, that's all 10 box sets all broken down for you, so you can see which is the best value. Now, one of the big key things here is, you know what, it doesn't have to be Apocalypse for this. This is the big takeaway. It's a bundle deal where you get discount, but okay, you're fixed to what you're getting in that content for that discounted price. But if you're looking to start a new army, most of these sets, I would say, are pretty strong content-wise for what you're going to put in that army in the first place. So, very little chance that any of this is going to go to waste. Now, one of the things about the start collecting sets is you might not think that all of the content is, you know, the best units available for that particular faction. But in here, I don't see a bad option, really, for those that are wanting to start a new army. Most of these units will have a place in your regular 40k games. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it proved useful to you guys if you are looking to make that big purchase. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall catch you guys on the next video.